Thank you for watching Lyra Scoop. We are glad you are here.
My name is Sedrick Otolo. I'll be putting on my shades because me and the son, we have issues. I'm not going to share a lot, but I just want to introduce what this day is and also give a bit of insight on what I really opt for to share with all of us. Now, we have been seeing a lot of young people that are in campuses, they're in institutions, they're in schools, but then we have a problem that, to me, if I were the person who dictates what a curriculum should look like or what should be taught, I would make economics or business or entrepreneurship be a compulsory subject that is taught in every class. The reason why I'm saying so, some of you want to be engineers. You're only focusing on making sure you have the best concepts, you have the best engineering tools, you have the best this, but some of you want to be doctors, some of you want to be teachers. You need to understand the business aspect of each and everything that you are doing. I'll give you a little bit about my background, and that is where the genesis of my speech will come from. But before that, we know we're moving to election season, it's a political season. Everything you say, you must be very careful on how you say it, who you say it to, where you say it. I'm going to say this in law. I mean, Border Morocco banit bedo lera man tek. Bedo de lo pay lokatata yen kay loho. Idoko doctor in the town. The border guy said, staying in Lira is as hard as staying in I don't know which place. Because you can't openly talk about anything political. Either you say yellow, red, or green, purple, but you have to be careful on what you tell anyone. I was born today, I would say. Today is not my birthday, but I was born on this day, on the 19th of January. And these people who are born in January, they're very intelligent people. Trust me, give a hand clap for yourself. Did I lie, MC? MC, did I lie? Did I lie about that? People born in January.
October.
In 2003, I was about 4 or 3 years old. And then this is going to be sad for some of you. I remember it was on the 30th of August. I don't know whether it was a Tuesday. I was a very young boy. The best memory I got, or I remember, or I could have in the picture of my head is, by then we used to have caskets. I mean, caskets were there, but sometimes they first wrap people, dead bodies, in white cloth or something like that. So the best memory I have of my father was very early in the morning. I woke up and I found people crying. I said, what are you guys crying about? So they didn't really tell me my dad passed on, but I saw him lying on the floor, wrapped in a white cloth. And then when that happened, my mom was, I think, was 25. And some of you are 25. I was the last born of the 3 boys. Things got really messy when all this scenario happened, to the point that she couldn't really pay school fees for us. But then good enough, I got the privilege to join an orphanage when I was, I think, 8 years old. Just here, Tinawa. And then, what I could remember is, I was very stupid by then. No, Ming Oro. The only names I could read was Emmanuel and Akelo. I was in P3, but if you only name I could read easily were those 2 names. So when I joined the orphanage, I was in P4, I think by then, 2007 or something. They brought me back to P2. because they knew the level of my stupidity could not cope up with what was in P4 in a modern school. So when I came to P2, I willingly said to myself that I cannot manage P2. I dropped back to P1. But then they went and got me with sticks to come back to P2. All these scenarios happened in one day. From P4 to P2, one day. I attended one class in P2. English was too much. I decided to move back to P1. So my aunt said, no, go back to P2. I remember in class, in P2, in second term, we were 38. I was position 36. Remember, I'm a P4 dropout in P2. Fast forward, in P3, things started changing. I came back to number 18, and I remember we used to pray every evening. So there was a verse that I read, James 1:5, that if you lack wisdom, you pray. So I also prayed. But you pray and you work. Before, I was in position number 6. I'd never gotten math beyond 70%. I was going to say senior 6. In P6, I got math 71. The whole school was aware. They read it in the school news because I was so excited. P7, I moved to 80. For the first time in the history of our family, I got aggregate 8. And then I was in the newspaper, New Vision. Bro, I died. Senior 1, I joined Senior 1 in the same school. But I remember in P6, I wanted to be a doctor. My dad used to drive a bus. So P2 there, I wanted to be a bus driver. Amolata is situated in a place where when planes are passing, for those of you who are from Amolata, planes always pass through Amolata. You get me, right? Yes, you understand, right? Hey, we got planes, every jet that comes to Lira, they pass from there. Hey, he's focusing on the passing part. So, when I used to go back for holidays, I used to see them pass. So the dream changed to being a pilot. In P6, doctor. But I had to adapt computers so much. So when I reached Senior 1, biology was not easy. So the doctor dream and doctor idea died. In Senior 2, you'll understand why I'm telling you this story. In Senior 2, I got so aggressive into leadership. Actually, from Senior 1, I became the assistant head prefect in Senior 1. And was in church, I was in music, I was in so many things. And we had many things in our school to learn, to practice, to do. We had music. Senior 1, I took carpentry for 6 months. In Senior 2, I enrolled for beekeeping for 6 months. For some of you who know me, you know these are not stories cracked from internet. By then we didn't have ChatGPT. So, Senior 2, I joined the class for music. And I had to learn a lot of stuff. If you bring a keyboard here, I'll play it. If you bring a guitar here, I'll play it. If the pastor is missing, I'll preach. I started learning deep into public speaking. How do I make myself better? How do I improve how I speak to people? Lucky enough, they were choosing one student to represent the rest of the students in the States. If you've ever been to the US, you will not say America. You will say the States. But if you've never traveled there and they ask you, you will say America. That is the difference. So, in Senior 2, I got the privilege to travel to the US. And I was there for 3 months. But before I left, I was in position number 2 in my class. When I went to the US, I came back and the head teacher said, you're still going to do papers. But to stay for 3 months, we came back, I think on the 18th of November, and people were doing final papers. I did exams and I was the last in class. Simply because I knew nothing that was taught. I said, sir, I have not read, I have not covered everything, so you first do the papers. But things changed in Senior 3. In Senior 3, we had tailoring and garment cutting. and also a bit of music. So if you want to learn, you go for it. So I decided, I was like, let me go for tailoring. So I left it. The tailoring part, I left it. So I did a bit of agriculture. Senior 4, there was cooking and agriculture. I said I can go back home and learn more in agriculture. Let me go to the cooking class. I joined the catering class and I did catering. I can cook better than most of the girls seated here watching at me. Now, why am I telling you all this? Some of you went to A level, but me, when I joined senior 5, that is where we departed with A level. I did not complete. I stopped in senior 5 because of other factors. It was a very hard decision. I remember it was on the 1st of Feb 2018. 2018. Where I even cried to God. I said, God, I really want to finish this senior 6. I came back home and there was nothing much to do. And a lot of you don't know this story. So, remember I had a very big passion in ICT that I wanted to pursue. So when they asked me what's next, I said I want to go for IT. So I enrolled for a certificate course to do ICT at Eastbert University. So when I went to campus, but before I went, I used to preach at DOC. Very good preacher. I can preach, I can cast demons from you right now. I used to preach, but then when I was not in school, I was only with my aunt at home. And she was a secretary at Lira district. So she had a computer at home, redundant and seated. And I was like, since I'm always talking to people every day, and I can't just be preaching to my mom, that would be a lot of stress. Every day preaching to her. Let me go ahead and write a book. I wrote my first book called Being Victorious in 2018. I published that book. I printed 400 copies. There's a gentleman called Isaac. Isaac is still doing printing right now next to where the IO Pixel is. The guy printed with the books and it had errors. Not printing errors, grammatical errors. But I said, no, let's publish it. Oh, it was only me who proofread the book. When I published that book, first of all, people started calling me an author. Guys, that was a big name. I sent the book to Amazon after someone did verification. The book started selling on Amazon. Remember, this is someone who was still on, not even a certificate. So as time moved on, I joined campus, started doing my certificate course. The first day I reached class, I was elected the class president. We were only 3 Ugandans in my class. We had people from Eritrea, people from Comoros and stuff. In 2021, there was a national call for innovation and competition that I participated in with my friends, and we were working on a pregnancy monitoring device. Out of 200 people who participated, I was the national winner. I don't want you to clap. MC, don't clap. I'm sure he's the one. Now, lots of people voted online and voted for this and that. Now remember, I was doing a certificate. Some of you should be clicking the point I'm moving to. When I stood next to the president to get the award, I had a belt I hope my belt is okay today. That belt had scratches. If you go on the internet and search for Sedrick Otolo with the president and zoom, you will see that belt had scratches. We're talking about economic lectures and we're discussing Sedrick's story. Many competitions started coming up, Janzi, Howards. I started participating and winning some of them. But I want to share the secret to all this. Number one, in 2019, by the way, this is not how I usually speak. I'm a very fast speaker, for some of you who know. But what I'm saying doesn't need me to go that fast. In 2019, people kept asking me, you have a very good personality, I love your character, I love the way you do your stuff. What's the secret behind How are you able to maintain happiness to everybody? You're happy, you're a very jolly person. I was like, looks like my character is a good one. So I wrote a book about character called Building Great Character. No diploma, no certificate held yet. What I'm picturing to you is whatever level you are in right now, you don't have to wait to do great stuff. When I wrote the book and it was launched at Pacific Hotel, it was 3 days before lockdown. I think it was around 16th of February 2020. I again published the book on Amazon. I said, let's first push this online. They accepted. I started selling here and there. It went on well. In 2021, when I was finishing my certificate, remember it was COVID season, the university told me, we are going to offer for you even a diploma. You're going to do both your diploma and certificate and finish together. So, I finished my certificate waiting for graduation. The same university said, you start diploma. We shall give you accreditation. I started my diploma. I was supposed to do 2 years. Someone at the university asked me a question last time that, how did you finish all these courses in a short time? I did my diploma in 3 months. I didn't do any paper. I had to revise and revise. So I did papers 3 weeks before graduation. That's when I started doing my exams. Every day I'm doing 2 papers. 2 papers. At all, I was like, I don't want this again. One thing I remember, when I stood in Kololo to get the award, a lady walked to me from Canada and said, we're so proud of what you're doing. Then she said, I want to give you a scholarship. I was like, what's the offer? She said, we want to give you a scholarship to do the PhD. What would you want to do? This is me who has not yet even graduated from certificate, not even done. Then I asked her, why do you think I have masters? She's like, you're intelligent. Don't be limited by what your brain can think because of your age. I got her number, I have it on my email. I said, if my email is going to get lost, if my phone is getting lost, let it be on my email. I'm going to look for that woman to give me that PhD. We started running businesses and companies and writing and that. And then I remember, when I was graduating, I graduated with diploma and certificate together. University again called me. It was 23rd of July 2022 when Macquarie University asked me to go and speak to the students in ICT innovation. When I went there, no one gave me any facilitation. When I spoke at Macquarie University, Startup Africa posted my speech. They quoted my statements on the social media platform. Eastbat University called me and said, we have seen you speaking at Macquarie, and we are afraid those people might steal you to go back there, to go and study there. Let's come, we're going to give you a scholarship. I was like, what's the deal? This time around, I'm asking, what's the deal? They said, we're giving you 50. When I enrolled for my 50% scholarship, they said, choose your course. I choose AI and machine learning. That's what I opted for. I did it, fast forward, finished. Now, let me give you the 3 points that I wanted to share with all of you. If for eating Rolex, I have eaten Rolex, and I am still eating Rolex. If for volunteering to go, to be part of something, to go and be part of an event, to go and be part of a seminar, I had never gone to a bar, not until 2021, when I asked a friend called Mark. Mark was a senior in going to bars. He was a pro. I preached to him one day. He was a gentleman that, for him to get attention of a woman, he just needs some 20 minutes. And he came to me and said, Sedrick, I have done bad stuff in this world. But when I got to know you and I started coming to your room and chilling with you, you didn't preach to me or you didn't tell me to change. But I learned something from how you live your life. We didn't preach to that gentleman. I was with a friend called Jeremiah. We did not preach to Mark. Mark just stayed around us. But then I asked him after he said he had changed. I was like, no, you first take me also. Now remember, this is the pastor now asking again the converts. First take me. I also want to see the other life. The reason why I'm saying this is because I felt I was not normal all my 2018 to 2021 of never even crossing any bar or any place like that. Because on weekends, as people were going to chill, relax, and doing this, me, I am going on Eventbrite, looking for which tech seminars are happening in town, which conference is happening around, what is happening. Those are the things I could actually go for. Now, those things has changed my life up to date. I can go to a bar if I want at any time. I can explore anything that I need because I am investing into learning. I remember there's a place in Wazi Hub. Our guest has arrived, maybe at the Queens and the Mr. and Mrs. You could go and walk her in. I remember there's a place called Wazi Hub. They gave me an opportunity. All we need as young people is an opportunity. You seated there, some of you are very money-minded. It is true we need to have the money, and we are going to talk about it now. As the speakers, the next two speakers will be able to share the in-depth of that. I want to tell you that money alone will not open for you the way. The only thing that will open for you the way is the heart you have for what you need. I stayed in Wazi Up. They gave me a slot to be able to learn different tech stuff. They gave me a computer. But food, no. I remember that day, I called Mr. Mwara Brian Yeko. It was in 2019. I go to Yeko Chima, they could be, Brian, it's yelling yet you're bad. And he could be a couple to the beach or a young Rolex or a jam. Ulcers had gotten me seriously. Because every day I go in the morning, I put my ojur porridge in the flask. I was also trying to gain weight by then. I put my ojur porridge in the flask. I go and sit there the whole day. Remember, they've given me space, they've given me internet, and I am coaching other people. So, what am I trying to picture here? There is nothing going to come easy for us. Nothing will step in easy on your table. I mean, your parents, your family, or any sort of that. We need to be able, as young people, to put in the effort. If you can play football, if you can do something, if you can show up, please show up. I have shown up for many stuff, and people see me be like, oh, that guy is a billionaire. I have met people in this government, in this whatever so-called it. And trust me, meeting those people, it has been my effort. What are you doing? I go and make sure I be there. When I was going to get my presidential awards, I didn't even have transport. My sister called Edith. I told her, give me some 20K. By then we used to pay, I think 30K for the bus. I borrowed 20K for more cash. These are not stories. I went to Kampala. They didn't even call me to come. When I reached there, they said, hello, is this Mr. Otolo? I was like, yes, it's me. You're among the winners, congratulations, and we're going to get a presidential award today. I was like, what if I was in Niger? How would you call and transition up to here? So I invested in making sure that you show up, irrespective of how hard it is. I always tell the people I work with that sometimes it's not about the money, it's about you getting the opportunity. As I was sharing, my next point that I was moving to, the MC talked about, is seizing the moment. I don't know when they will tell me to speak, and I will not speak about this. I told you my story of senior 1, senior 2, whatever it is, public speaking, showing up, and so forth. To seize something means to not let it slide away. Don't let it slide away. I had to learn how to cook. On my 21st birthday, I remember we were in Ireda, and my little cousins. I told them I want to make pizza. So I made 6 boxes of pizza for them, from the skills that I've learned. Some of you, you're very gifted in public speaking. You're very gifted in emceeing. You're very gifted in football. You're very gifted in just writing, speaking, and so forth. When will the world know your gift? As we talk about business, it needs aggressive people. It needs people who are able to step up We have a lot of problems that has affected our country. We have a lot of problems that has affected northern Uganda. But we are the people going to champion this with the skills we have, with the talents we have, with the economic empowerment that we are receiving each and every single time. If we are able to seize the moment, seize the opportunity, I appreciate each and every one of you. Allow me to start by appreciating the Dean of Students, the school representatives whom we wrote the letters to and paid attention to that letter. Because it is from that we are able to transform our young people. It is from that we are able to build ourselves to be economically empowered. I have been in moments where you go and speak. For example, I told you I went and spoke at Makerere University. I did not get any transport. They did not pay my accommodation, and I did not ask. But when I spoke there, that is when East Bat University called and said, "We are proud of you. Come and get the scholarship." So, yes, let's clap for that. MC, lead that clap. Let's clap for that. Simple question. If someone had to say something in a dark room about you, what will it be? That is my next point. What are you capable of delivering on the table as a young person? What I'm saying today is not a speech of joy. It's a speech of personal reflection. What will people run to you for? Proverbs 18:16 says, "A man's gift will make him stand before kings and princes." I'll tell you the story on how I met Dr. Sharon. It's in line with your gifting. I was on a call one day with Honorable Betty Amoy. I called her and I said, "My name is Sedrick. I am an IT person. I have done this." And by that time, we had won some big money from government and they had failed to give us. So I told her, "I am so passionate about it." It was brief. Then she said, "I am still in a meeting. Let me get back to you later." I remember very well, I'd gone to buy popcorn in Wandiga. There's a very nice spot next to Freka Pharmacy. For some of you who know that spot, there's a very good popcorn spot there. They will pay me for advertising. I'd gone to buy the popcorn when she called. When she called me, she was like, "Yes, tell me, what were you saying the other day?" Then she also came up with something and she said, "We have a program for tech that we want to do in Lira, and we need you to come, and then we have a conversation." That day when I went and I sat in the boardroom, Dr. Sharon also came and sat there. Very beautiful and naturally created. Sorry, I didn't tell you those parts, but I have to say it now. I was afraid to talk to her. She gave me her business card, and I saw the name Otolo. I was like, this name is familiar. I didn't have a business card because I didn't have that mind to print one. So, me, I introduced myself, and I mentioned my name. I had to start with Otolo Sedrick. I didn't want to start the other way around, because I wanted quick association. Huh? So, that's how we met. We went and sat in the minister's office, and the minister asked us a few questions, and I was broken down by her submission. Personally, when I spoke, I felt it. I was like, wow, I've never sat in front of a minister and spoken to them like this. My question to you is, what will take you to go and speak with a minister? What will take you to go and speak with your area MP? What will take you to go and speak with your chairperson LC5? What will take you to go and speak with the director of your school? What will take you to simply go to the office of the guild president and say, "This is my idea"? You need to find that one simple thing that resonates within your heart. Second last point. We have all gone through days where we go without food. You survive on Rolex. You survive on Chikumando. Sometimes you don't even have a coin on you. Someone told me, Sedrick, it has come a time where as you build your gift, you build your talent, you need to make sure that your talent starts laying food on your table. Now that is when we say, that man is talented and gifted and is soaring. Tell your neighbor, relax, 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 relax. Yes, I told you what I'm going to say. The rest of the speakers will share the exact stuff. But me, I'm here to open ways for them. As a wind-up, I'll say 12 things. Number 1, love God. If you love God, people will even love you. Number 2, what makes you different? What makes you really stand out? I'll give you a simple example. We know a dentist. Dentist is somebody who, they help to remove very stressful pain in our life. Nobody loves a dentist unless it's your relative. But you leave your home, go to the dental clinic, pay that 10, 20, 50K for appointment, go sit, lay your flat on that bed, open your mouth as wide as possible. Only for the guy to do his work. He puts a lot of pain in you. He puts a lot of pain to remove the pain. We cannot get rid or ignore him because of what he carries. You need him. What will people need from you? Number 3, love one another. Number 4, business demands you to be aggressive. If you want to succeed in the business world, some of you might ask that, you speaking, have you succeeded? I'll say no. But I've learned what you have not yet learned. In every stage of life, you can share what you have learned. You don't need to be 76 to tell someone who recently got married and how to live in a family. I have a friend, he's 28. He calls me and tells me, he has a wife. I don't have a wife. He tells me, Sedrick, this is how it happens. This is how it's always done. I don't need to run to someone in 70 to tell me, because he has already lived it. So I will tell you the little I have learned and has worked for me. Number what? Number 4? 5? Number 5. Opportunities and moments will only multiply when you seize the current one. You being here for this conference, for this session, some of you came here very early. Clear University, clap for yourself. Thanks for getting here early. Opportunities will only multiply when you take the current one very well, and then they will multiply. Number 6. Be creative. Creativity is simply creativity and innovation, they don't differ too much. I would say innovation is practically how do you solve all problems with new ideas. Number 8. 7. Number 8. Number 7, right? Number 7 is a point that someone told me, that what gift do you bring to people? If you see a mango seed, a mango fruit, inside it there is a seed. When you plant that seed, it grows into a tree. And from a tree gets to the branches. From the branches gets the fruit. And the fruit is what we eat. Whatever you have in you, the gift and everything you have, it is not entirely for you. It is for the benefit of all of us. Just like the fruit gives us, the seed gives us a fruit. Dr. Sharon has a gift in inspiring people, young women, young mothers, youth. And because of one person, we have about 500 here. That is the gift she's giving to us. Thank you, Sharon. Number 8. What watch out for your environment. If you pick a seed, a mango seed or a bean seed and drop here, give it for 4 days, it's going to grow, be big, develop and be better. But if you pick the same seed, you take it in the bathroom, tiled bathroom. When I say bathroom, not the other bathroom in the village, because that one will grow. That bathroom in the village, will grow. I am meaning a tiled bathroom. The environment you stay in facilitates any economic value, any aspect of your life. Number 9, if you're good at something, do everything possible to research on how best you can do it. That one I'll not explain. We have a lot of opportunities and things that we need to explore. Number 10, use AI to make you better. Some of you might wonder why I'm talking about AI. There are things that you might pay lots of money to ask or consult about. If you know how to use AI, some of you don't know that ChatGPT is even on your WhatsApp now. Meta AI. Use those tools well. Number 11, respect each and every person around you. Respect your teachers, your lecturers, anybody. Respect has nothing to do with age. Number 12, don't be limited by your age, by your academic qualifications, by your sexuality, by your past. Things always turn around. I remember a story Sharon always tells people. She was this little girl who went and sang in that church as a very little kid. And someone listened and said, I want to send that girl to school. I want to support this young girl. Number 13, what are you going to translate to people that people will buy from you? Are you going to sell a product, a service, business? That's what I want you to think about. Second last, let's grow the nation together. I need your effort. I need his effort. I need the camera team effort. I need the radio effort. We all need one another. And we can only grow better when we put our hands together. And number last, don't forget to be grateful for anything that you have in life. Some of you after this event, I expect you to go and appreciate and say, Dr. Sharon, thank you for bringing Sedrick. Thank you for bringing Ambrose. Thank you for bringing Ken. That is how life operates. I have said this in a very painful manner. Not painful as such as it's supposed to be, but I've said it to make sure that we really understand all this. I'm going to stop here for now.
Thank you for watching Lyra Scoop. We are glad you are here.